Hedges have never been more popular in our gardens. They help define boundaries, give us privacy, insulate against noise and pollution, and they look great as a backdrop to the garden and can be used for segregating areas and enhancing borders. Hedges have been around for thousands of years, originally used as field boundaries around crops back in the Neolithic age, and the idea soon caught on and continued through the Bronze and Iron Ages, and later the Romans and the Anglo-Saxons getting in on the action because they just loved a good hedge. But I bet you they didn't have one of these fancy hedge trimmers. Keeping your hedge well maintained is key to success, and for most species this involves regular pruning, which is what this Morea here needs. The important components of pruning are to remove any dead or diseased branches if present, and then focus on the height and shape of the hedge, paying particular attention to the level of the top and the angle and straightness of the faces or walls. Now, you do see some hedges that are pruned plumb or straight, and that can be okay for low hedges that get plenty of sun. But for a tall hedge like this, the right way to do it is to have the top of the hedge leaning in slightly. That way, the bottom of the hedge gets plenty of sun and you get good, even growth. If a tall hedge is plumb or even the top's overhanging a bit, this area gets shaded and you get lots of bare sections, and that's no good. For the top level, visualise your pruning height and then cut a few sections spaced apart and then join these together. For the face or wall, pick a line and start to prune, stepping back and checking regularly. You'll often be able to see and follow the previous prune. It's a bit like hairdressing, and at the end of the day, if you get it wrong, it's just like a bad haircut. Nothing that a week won't fix, or in this case, a season. A great hedging tip for you is to set up a guide like this. I've got a post at either end of the hedge, and then I'm using a string line which I'll pull tight, and that'll give me the perfect line, and you can use that up and down the post for the face and also use it level for the top section, and you'll end up with the perfect hedge. Pruning not only removes dead and diseased branches, but also encourages denser growth, which in turn keeps your hedge nice and tight, as well as maintaining the desired dimensions. After you prune, make sure to fertilise to encourage new growth and keep your hedge nice and healthy. I've taken a fair bit off the Morea because I really want to encourage that dense growth and fill in some of those holes. And then the general rules are just prune as required to shape through the growing season. But just also remember that with flowering hedges, particularly things like camellias, as soon as you see the buds appear, stop pruning and wait until after flowering.